Make sure my mic is on. Y'all know how I do. Peace. Kofa, Growth Talk Entertainment. Wake your glass up. Peace to everybody. Happy New Year. Today is January 1st, 2026. The time is now 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time in the lovely city of Atlanta, Georgia. Once again, I'm your humble host, Kofa, K-O-F-A, not coffee, not kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. Again, this is Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing, and this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Go ahead and get the general housekeeping out of the way. You see the Cash App, you see the PayPal on the screen. Use it as you see fit. You've been in these YouTube streets long enough. You know how to use super chats, super stickers, and the like. But what you will do is hit the like button.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
You may not want to donate monetarily. I get it. I totally understand. I'm not tripping. But hit that like button. Take your shoes off when you come in my house. I appreciate everybody being in here. I'm going to go ahead and hit y'all with Randy so we can get to cooking. I think.
It feels so lovely to be here tonight. What a beautiful audience. Give yourselves a round of applause. You're so lovely. Everyone's so lovely. And
bring it back on me. Give yourselves a round of applause. I appreciate everybody being in here. Let's get to the shout outs. Brother Malika, first in the shoot tonight. He says, Happy New Year. Kofa in chat. Salute to you, good brother. Happy New Year to you as well. BT in the building. He says, Happy New Year, Kofa in chat. Happy New Year, good brother. I'll see your trolling ass in a couple of hours when we go smoke. 18, what's going on, sis?
You go, girl!
Says, may you have a prosperous, progressive New Year. Salute to you, sis. Thank you as well. Let's keep on going. Brother Mike Love in the building. He says, good morning, Kofa, and everyone in the chat. Salute to you, good brother. I appreciate everybody being in here. I know I changed up the time. I was going to go last night, but I decided to actually enjoy New Year's Eve. I sat still, ate some wings, smoked good, hopped into CIP's podcast, his channel last night. He had a New Year's watch, so salute the Culture Invasion podcast for having me on. I chopped it up with him for a second and just chilled and listened to all the fucking fireworks and the gunshots.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
As I posted yesterday, some of you may or may not have seen it. I hate when people start shooting in the air to celebrate, whether it's New Year's, 4th of July, your birthday party. I don't give a shit. You did not shoot that dude that fucked your old lady, so don't go busting off in the air.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
But, you know, people gonna move how they want to move. They're gonna do what they want to do. With all that said, let's get to the content. Today, we are going to continue with the series that I wanted to talk about with the Fuck the Streets movement. I know it's a movement as far as online. We throw that word around kind of loosely. Until this actually starts to change behavior and we start to see something different in our community, specifically solely only just talking about the black community. I don't want to argue about nobody else's community. I don't want to hear that shit. Yeah, I'm talking about black folks. White folks, come on in, listen to the conversation. Indian folks, come on in, listen to the conversation. Y'all got y'all own fucking problems. Trust me, I grew up as an army brat, so I've been around different races. Black folks are not the only folks fucked up. But the things that are fucked up in the black community, we got to start having a conversation about. Thus, fuck the streets. So first I started out with the inmates in jail, and I can continue on with that. I was just talking to BT right before the live. And the deeper I dive into this, it's so many things that I have forgotten about. So I know I said I was going to give you guys a 4-part series. It's probably going to be continuous. I don't even know if I want to call it a series anymore. It's so many different things they have to talk about, from the childhood trauma to the trauma of our women, the women choosing the streets from a standpoint of either being these trap queens, a dope boy's girlfriend, or prostitutes, and everything else in between that comes with that, from the jail time, the death, the impact on the family. It's so multi-layered, and we got so many sub-paragraphs that can go with these things. So this is probably going to be a continuous series, something I'm going to really bear down on and focus on in 2026. So once again, fuck the streets.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
With that said, let's get to the first video tonight. I would be remiss. Brother, look, changed it back. He got his mind right. Pause for the cause. Shout out to brother Mike Has Bad Knees. Them knees still bad. My favorite YouTube name on YouTube. Happy New Year, good brother. I appreciate you being in here. Sister Mona that snuck in as well. She says, Happy New Year, everyone. Happy New Year to you too, sis.
You go, girl.
Look, what did BT say? Did I miss a comment? You figured out how to change it back? Cool. All good, brother. With that said, I would be remiss if we didn't hear from some of these OGs and people with common sense. So that's how we're going to start. But of course,
Wait, it gets worse.
y'all know what it means when I hit that button. Let's go.
But when the Fed hear something about you and they see you with this money, don't give a about you with no gun. Cause they know in a minute you're gonna get killed. But when they see you with money, here they come.
This OG is about to break down the one sign that you think is a blessing, but is actually a terrifying warning.
When you commit so many state crimes, and when the state gets you, they start letting you go. Why? Because the Fed done told them, leave him alone. We're watching him. We're building a case. They lie to watch you for 10 years. You got a state case over here. They got cameras everywhere. All the trap houses they sell it at. You're being watched. This is what the Fed really want. If you keep a low profile, don't go to buying all these cars, don't go to doing all this and this, the Fed don't know you got no money, so they ain't got time to watch you. But when they see you with money, here they come. And you just running red lights and just having fun, here they come. When they come, ain't nothing you can say, ain't nothing you can do. Gonna go to jail.
Is this the realest advice you've ever heard, or is this just paranoia?
He gets.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Somebody correct me if my numbers are off in the chat, but the feds have a 95% conviction rate. So what OG just said is actual and factual, written in blood, written in stone. When the feds come and get you, ain't shit you can do but go on and go to jail.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Y'all know I catch these clips, really don't care about the celebrity and all that, bring it down to a lower level. My cousin, my older brother, my mentor, hopped off in the streets early. I was getting ready to try to dibble and dabble and follow in that path. Got set down for 10 years. Fed time. First time out the gate. No county, ain't never been, I think he got arrested for like a DUI, some petty shit. Never did no time in jail. Never did no time in county. Never did no time in state prison. Balling out for a couple of years in Vegas, Miami, the whole tropes and traits, all the stereotypes. First time they got their hands on him, he sat down, fed time, 10 years, off top. Early mid-20s, he didn't come home till he was damn near 40. Walked the straight and narrow for a minute. I found out later he dibbling dabbling. Just tried to, asked my mama, did she talk to auntie? And she was like, no, I need to call her this weekend. She calls her. I get back with my mama 2 days later. Hey, did you talk to auntie? Yeah, what's going on with my cuz? I tried to call him, he ain't pick up. Well, she said, your cousin, you had to wait about 10 more years to talk to him.
No.
Dibbling, dabbling back in the streets. He's sitting down right now. They got his hands back on him. So my personal cousin, my family, is part of that 85% recidivism rate. Because 85% of the men that go in and out, that go to jail or prison, are going back. He's part of that 85 now. Trying to fight his case, but I don't even know how deep it is, but I know him, so I know what he was doing, allegedly. Shout out to Messy Michonne. Allegedly. So now he's sitting down 10 years. Possibly. Another 10 years. And now I just told you, the first time he came home, he was damn near 40 years old. Now I'm 43, so he's pushing 50. He probably not going to see the light of day. Knock on wood. I have a little piece of wood here. Knock on wood. He does get to come home a little bit early. But from what I know, he's probably going to sit down at least 5. So imagine being 55, 60 years old, and you just coming home. And he's smart as fuck. He's in the top 5 smartest people I've ever met in my life. Break down the streets for me. All that shit. This is why I didn't do that shit. because I'm smart enough, wise enough to watch another man's mistakes and not do that shit. Because if they got him, they damn sure gonna get me. Because the only reason they got him, somebody said his name. So another one of these street niggas with all the bitches, all the money, taking the trips with him to Vegas, that know where the dope spot at, know where the guns, know where the money, this, that, and the third, told on them. But these are the real niggas we supposed to be worshiping, right? Once again, fuck the streets.
This is culturally inappropriate.
And I spoke, what's going on, Sister Messy? Appreciate you being in here, good sis. Happy New Year to you too.
You go, girl.
Chef Mike in the building. What's going on, good brother? Salute to you. Happy 2026 indeed. KP from KC. Damn indeed, bro. Damn indeed. He's sitting down again. This shit don't be a joke to me. This is why I was saying, for those just coming in, I'm probably going to run this series a little bit longer than the 4 episodes that I was talking about. With that said, we're going to keep on rolling. Now we heard from an OG. Now we got to hear from the cool white dude that be around the hood too. But for some reason, he wants to be that different guy.
How am I the only one that found success? Well, it's because I did something different.
Yeah, exactly.
Pause. How am I the only one successful? I forgot who this dude is, forgot his name, but you see he got the chain on. So you knew the area he grew up in. You can see he's a little bit, he probably in his, late 20s, mid 30s, somewhere in that age range. So you knew he grew up on hip hop and everything else. Probably hopped his ass off in the streets too. But appreciate that, EJ.
All of gangbanging and still living with your mother. Yeah. One thing about the projects, bro, no guy owns an apartment in the projects. It's all women. If you're still living in the projects, you're either living off a girl's rent or off your mother's rent, bro. And if you grew up in them projects and you still live there, that means you live with your mother, your grandmother, your aunt, whoever. What
sounds so familiar. Somebody said something about grandmama, mama, and auntie. I don't know who that motherfucker was.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
And notice the other guys on the other side of the camera, they're white too. But he's sitting here talking about the projects. What did I say again? White folks got their problems too. This street culture shit, it permeates race, it spans it. But for our community, the black community, we worship it. That's why my thumbnails look the way they look. This is why my titles are the way they're titled. Again, your playlist is a crime scene. Your track list is a crime scene. It's right there in the title I put for this video. We glorify this shit. We make it look so simple and so normal. But wait a minute.
But wait, it gets worse.
Let's continue.
I want to live like you. You want to be a crash dummy all your life, and you want to just sit outside and drink all. I don't want to celebrate failure. I want to actually succeed. My birthday's coming up in August. I'm flying to Paris, bro. And then from there, I'm going to Rome, and I'm going to go all over Italy. I don't want to sit in the projects. Oh, you can't come to the hood. I don't want to go to your hood. Dad, I'm going over here. I got a passport, bro. I want to go over this.
He got a what? Run that back. Because Passport Bros is fucked up right now. He got a what?
Dad, I'm going over here. I got a passport, bro. I want to go over this no different than the one that I was in. I'm straight.
You can't come to my hood. It's no fucking different than the one I was in.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Why the fuck would I want to go over there? Why would I want to hang out on the block all fucking day? Do the same shit, hoping to make a play. Until you start beef with somebody else. And use a lot of this street beef shit is starting online as well. Again, another personal story. Chick I went to school with, her brother was in the game, not even big time. He's not here no more. Not because of the dope and the jealousy. This shit started on Facebook. His beef with somebody else, their beef with him, started on Facebook. So on its face, it looks like, oh, the drug game, this will come with it. This shit started on Facebook. 2 cats kicked in his door and laid him down in his motherfucking house. Then catch him on the block. Then catch him at his girl house, at his mama house. Not out in public somewhere. They went to that man's house and laid him down. He would be 39, 40 today. This shit happened 5-6 years ago, maybe a little bit longer than that. So when you in your early 30s, gone over Facebook beef. But this shit makes sense to us. Again, culturally normal.
But wait, it gets worse.
Let me get to these comments real quick. I think most of y'all just in here speaking. Let me get EJ, let me get your super chat, brother. He says, snitching really can get you locked up for life. For real, for real.
These last $2.
A lot of these, again, my cousin got snitched on. I also know police officers, sheriffs, met a couple of federal agents, and it stands the test of time across cases. First one to talk is the first one to walk. They may give that motherfucker a couple of years, but he's gonna see the light of day. She's gonna see the light of day. This is why we can have these cases where a woman was the driver or the woman set up the lick. If the guys go in there, kill somebody, she starts crying in the damn interrogation room. She going home in 5 to 10. Them dudes is with her. They ain't never gonna see the light of fucking day. Ain't never gonna hold their children again. None of that shit. Can't go to their mama's funeral. BT just told you about his homeboy. He been locked up since what, 02, 03? His mother just passed a week or so ago. You think the family's gonna be able to foot the bill to get him from Louisiana all the way back to New York to bury his mother? And even if they do approve it, he does get to go bury his mother. Guess what? He on the first plane smoking out of New York the very next day. We let you put your mama in the ground. Now come get your ass back in this fucking cell. You don't get a week vacation. Fuck the streets.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Let's keep on going. KP from KC says, that real ninja gonna really tell. Every time, bro. Every time. Messi says, telling the straight truth. Yes, ma'am. What's going on, Rican Princess? What's going on, sis? Lauren, happy to see you. Happy New Year. Let's keep on going. Everybody speaking. Let me see. KP says, Thomas Sowell wrote a book about it. Black rednecks, white liberals. I'm going to have to check that one out. Yeah, I need to go to Italy too. I need to put that on the list. Yo, you got that book, BT? When we link up at the cigar lounge, bro, if you could bring it or just shoot me a picture, either way, so I can go ahead and order it. Chef Mike says, nope. Big boy in the building. What's going on, bro? He says, what's up, Kofa in the chat? What's going on, bro? BT says, that's a damn shame. It is, bro. It really is. Chelsea, roll tide. You already know.
You go, girl.
Hold on. Bam. Lauren.
You go, girl.
There we go. I missed some of the ladies. Rican Princess. Play.
You go, girl.
Appreciate y'all sisters being in here. Let's keep on going. No news in the building. Salute, good brother. Keep on scrolling. Trend. Salute, bro. Let me see. Look, no news says, damn, you beat me to using the culturally inappropriate drop.
This is culturally inappropriate.
It is, bro. Motherfuckers gonna learn. They gonna learn. Let's keep on going. This is what this shit gets you. The popularity, the fame, I'll tell y'all a couple of stories in a minute. The popularity, the fame, the attention, right back to what OG was talking about when we first started live. When you in and out of prison or in and out of jail so many times in the state, the feds gonna start knocking. The feds are gonna tell the state, just let them be. This is why they keep letting your stupid ass out, because the feds building up a case. You done balled out so many years. This is why they have a 95% conviction rate.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
They done watched your ass. They done picked up some of your homeboys that you don't know. Motherfuckers been feeding them information. And then when they come to get the big dog, what do we do culturally? Free so-and-so. It ain't that bad. Well, Messi was talking about it earlier. Well, what about these corporations? What about these politicians? As dirty as they may be, those are white collar crimes. It's funny how we use that word. But anywho, white collar crimes, meaning they done fucked off on some money, but they got enough money to either pay their way out, pay the restitution fee after they sit down about 5 or 10 years, and they get back to the streets, to corporate America, doing the same shit. Our community wants to overlook that, wants to look at that, point our finger. What about them? White folks do it too, as Michonne says. But you done took a fucking life. You've impacted the lives of so many people in a negative way in your fucking community. And there's always somebody that's going to come out and say, oh, he'll give you the clothes off his back. He's not like that. That's not the person I know. Appreciate that, Trent. That's not the person I know. This, that, and the third. But when you start working this timeline, when you start working down the actions to the impact, the negative impact that it's had on so many people, how can you argue against this shit? But we don't want to hear that. Let me go ahead and get your super chat, bro. We're going to keep on with the content. Full drink. Hey, I think it says, go ham, bro. Full press. Yeah, bro, this is going to be a longer series than I anticipated.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
I appreciate that, good brother. So what we going to hit you with? Of course. Oh, shit, I done moved that file. I forgot. Bad me. Let me see. See if this one plays.
Give me your fucking money!
I appreciate the 20 spot, bro. Thank you. I got to reorganize some stuff. Yep. BT says, what aboutism? And for all intents and purposes, depending on where it's placed, whataboutism can make a good point. In these cases, comparing taking some money where you really don't impact people's lives. I know the whole Enron and people done work their whole lives and you done took away their pension. So yeah, that could impact people's lives as far as healthcare and shit like that. I'm talking about actually taking a life, like your boy, what's Luigi Maggioni, that killed the healthcare CEO. I forgot which health insurance CEO he killed. But you see how many people celebrated. Because this man has ruined lives. They deny my claims and this, that, and the third. And my mother died of cancer and this. Bro, I get that. But he walked up to that man and knocked his block off. When he probably don't even know who the fuck your mother. That wasn't the guy that hit the button to deny the claim. I'm all for street justice. I genuinely am. That's who Kofi is. You do something to me that actually impacts my livable life and it takes a life or negatively impact my person, you're going to have to come see me. I would try to exhaust every possibility before it gets to pulling a trigger on somebody. But in our community, it tends to be the first thing. Like I just told you about my homegirl's brother. Over Facebook beef. Yeah, maybe the streets had a little bit to do with it. But that shit really kicked off on Facebook and he not here. The streets is just was a catalyst and an excuse at the same time. But the exchange on Facebook is what started that shit to fucking spiral. I'm realer than that nigga. I'm realer than him. This, that, and the third. And it escalated to somebody not being here. And they still haven't caught his killers. Let's keep on going. Message, oh, Lord. KP with the $2 super chat. He says, Kofa going full court like the 96 Kentucky team.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Chelsea will say, Chelsea says, I will say there are lower class white people, rednecks, hillbilly, that do catch drug charges and other crimes. They are not white collar. I seen in newspaper for months ago do a big drug, but this is why I say white people got their problems too. Again, from Alabama and Georgia, I know them hillbillies, rednecks, them, you know, them white folks to be in the hood and shit like that, cooking up meth. Another personal story. Since y'all think Kofa fucking crazy, another personal story. Lady I worked with when I was working on bank trucks. Her son died. Her nephew fucked up because they was in a trailer out in the woods cooking up meth. Put the wrong shit together, whole fucking trailer blew up. I don't know what they had in there, but basically her son died because a metal rod went through his fucking chest when the house blew up, when the trailer blew up. Her nephew burnt the fuck up, 3rd, 2nd degree burns, all types of shit. Got to get skin grafts, never gonna look the same. White folks have their problems too. I totally understand. Again, I could talk about it either way from what I've seen, but being inside the black community, what I've seen and the impact it's had on me from the people that I love, that's the scope I'm on. But I appreciate that, Chelsea. Big boy, okay, he was the CEO for United Healthcare. All right. Chef Mike says, keeping it real to the point that they dying to be ninjas. Goody mob, indeed. Yep, just said, yeah, Kofi, you know all about it. I do. Yep. That's some Breaking Bad, man. It was, because again, she didn't show up for work for like 2 weeks. And he was like, what the fuck? And she came back and was just like, well, my son's dead. Like, what the fuck, ma'am? And I know mentally she was probably gone, but the way she said it, she was like, so I got one locked up, I got one dead, and my daughter's a crack whore. Like, oh, this bitch throw the fuck off too. Apple don't fall far from the tree. EJ, we're gonna get back to the content after this. EJ says, I have cousins that are full-time jailbird, get out of jail after 5 to 7 year sentence, be out a few days to a month, and then they're back locked up in jail for another 5 to 7 years, wanting book money. Again, my cousin, I don't think he was in here at first, EJ. Just told y'all about my cousin. First time he caught a charge, somebody said his name. He sat down 10 years Fed time. Because guess what? The feds had already been watching him because somebody said his fucking name. He gets out at 40. He's in there now and he's pushing 50. He stayed out, stayed clean for a couple of years, tried to dibble and dabble and walk on both sides. Right back in there. Let's keep on going.
Even 50 Cent destroyed Big Meech. Big Meech ain't got nothing coming, bro. He through. And he should be through. What do we expect from a motherfucker who made a living selling dope? Let's just keep it gangster, bro. What is he entitled to?
Ain't no retirement plan. Fuck the streets.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Let's keep on going.
Selling dope to white people. He was selling dope to niggas. So this is a prime example of niggas looking up to the wrong people. Motherfuckers have turned him to a folklore hero as like he was robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. Look at T. Southwest T was just as important as Meech. And Southwest T, dare I say, I've been critical of him too, but Southwest T was way more of a real nigga than Big Meech was. What nigga in his right mind put up a billboard talking about the world is mine, who said,
I'm gonna pause this shit right here. Personal story. Again, those of y'all that know I made music, I grew up in Columbus, Georgia, like an hour and a half outside of Atlanta. So it was always, we're gonna get big, move to Atlanta, this, that, and the third. But either way, Atlanta was a music hub. It was bubbling, you know, in the early 2000s, you know, music, hip hop came back to the South. I have tore up 85 North and South. That's going from Columbus, Georgia to Atlanta, Georgia. I've seen this fucking billboard. And it went from the dope game to now we're going to get into the music industry because, again, mixtapes are getting popular. Everything is coming back to the South. So Def, all that shit. I seen that billboard with these two fucking eyes coming up 85 South, coming into the city of Atlanta, Georgia. I've seen them. You put all your shit on display. And I didn't even know about it. Again, I'm not a street dude. I'm not in the streets like that. One of the cats we riding with, he was on a lower tier, but his cousin had a plug up here. That was the plug. So the BMF, the Black Mafia family, the TV show and all that shit, these niggas had the world by the nutsack in Atlanta. Had the best dope. Everybody loved them. When shit went left, when bodies started piling up, that was BMF problem. Too much fucking glorification had to be seen. That's why I started with the OG in the beginning of the live. When you flashing money, when you doing all, that's when they coming to get you. They don't give a fuck about you having guns. They know it's only a matter of time before you get killed or kill somebody, and then they can really lock you up. When you start getting money and showing the motherfuckers and showing the world and rubbing it in their face, oh, they coming to get you. What motherfucker in their right mind know they doing what they doing and then put up a goddamn billboard in one of the biggest cities in the States with the busiest airport and people coming in and out from all over the world, and you put up a fucking billboard saying the world is yours because, again, you just gotta be Scarface.
No.
And we seen the end of that movie. Bring it back just a little bit.
The Big Meech was. What nigga in his right mind put up a billboard talking about the world is mine who sell dope? What nigga is you retarded or is you stupid, nigga? Which one is it? You hear me?
Mm-hmm. You're learning so many important things, and I'm so proud of you.
Again, then Lil Meech gets on with the BMF series. Dad comes home, a little bit of friction between him and 50. What does 50 do with real legit money? Pull that goddamn plug. So, like the brother was just saying, all that folklore hero and all that shit, one robbing from the rich and giving to the poor. He was selling dope and fucking bitches and, again, putting out music. Because the music was the clean part. But when that shit started bumping up against each other, then it turned into some other shit. Some of these, y'all know I like these murder shows and shit, you know, Snapped and, you know, Homicide Atlanta, all that shit. It's a couple of those series where they talk specifically about stuff in Atlanta. And some of that's, not all, but some of that, a lot of it starts trickling back to that era, that time frame of BMF's reign. But Kofa crazy as fuck. When other brothers tell you fuck the streets, we lame, we goofy and all that shit. This is the violence that we celebrate. This is the culture that we have so normalized.
Wait, it gets worse.
Get to y'all comments, we're gonna keep on rolling. The Art of Facts in the building. He says 100. Indeed, bro. Lawrence says that's like the teenagers that film themselves committing crimes.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Facts. Facts, Lauren. And that lets you know the juvenile mind state that a lot of these brothers is in. KP peacocking ass niggas. Indeed. BT says, I remember LeBron James was hyped that Big Meech was coming home. I was so confused.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
Salute, Art. Sister Gail in the building. Appreciate that, sis.
You go, girl.
Gentlemen reaching our well through healing. We have to heal this part of us, bro. The attention seekers. I think I played a clip last time. Women and hood dudes react off emotion. They damn near one and the same. This is why so many women gravitate toward these hood dudes. That's going to be another part of the series that I talked about. Again, the deeper I really started looking at this stuff, because we could say fuck the streets all day. People need to understand how much this has permeated our culture in the black community. And everybody got their mafia. Most of the Dixie Mafia, if y'all have never heard of it, is made up of rural and country white folks. There's a such thing as the Dixie Mafia. You know about the Italian Mafia from the Godfathers and the Goodfellas and all that shit. When you start showing flash in any type of street activity, your ass only got a matter of time before them folks come get you, or somebody else that think the same way that you think get you first. Let me see. Chelsea says that's an interesting point. I like to hear on how women gravitate to hood dudes. That's gonna be part of the series as well, but we're gonna keep on rolling with the content. So again, BMF is done. Big Meech is done. But we still glorify the lifestyle. It's like we playing the next one up. Somebody just passing the baton to keep this shit going. But we regularly complaining about the government and the feds. And they're harassing us and we're over-policed and all this. Are we over-policed or are we over-drugged? Are we over-violenced? You keep giving them the fucking whip to fucking beat you with.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Fuck the streets.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Let's keep on going. Oh, y'all thought I was playing again.
Wait, it gets worse.
Because the family matters, right?
This is the sad reality for gang members.
When I do go out with my family, I'm on full alert. It's always wise to have an extra set of eyes and an extra strap. Tony's a good man to have in your corner when the situation heats up because he knows how to handle himself.
Pause this right here for those maybe ninja watching, ear hustling. Gang member talks about always being alert when going out with who? His family. That's how much static this brother had to have in the streets. Because you look at the video, you can tell it's probably late 90s, early 2000s. He's out with his family, but he has to take one of his boys as a bodyguard to be an extra set of eyes because he can't focus on looking over his shoulder and spending time with his damn family.
You know, he just helps me keep my family out of harm's way.
He goes places with us, like when we go to the mall. You know, sometimes him and his date might go to the movies with us, and sometimes me and Sean might go out, and he be the babysitter for Becky, because Becky really loves him to death. He calls him Uncle Meat. That's what he calls him, Uncle Meat. And I hope that, you know, like some couples break up and the father go this way and the mother go that way, but I hope that down the line, me and Sean really can just hang in there and coach my son, because they say that a mother can teach a son everything that there is to know, but I don't think so. I think every child should be with his father. Every child should be with his father.
That's the end of this video. Comment down below your thoughts. How would you feel if you always felt like you had to look?
Bring it back on me.
No.
That's like BT going somewhere with his family, and he got to call me so I can watch his back, because I'm the single friend, right? So fuck his homeboy's life if some shit kick off. That man's supposed to protect you and your family, possibly lose his life like he don't got a mama, or one of his dates, or he don't got a girl to love him, or he don't have children of his own. But this is how it comes full circle. This is the stuff we put each other in when you choosing this street life. And yeah, anything could happen at any time, you know, especially now with all these mass shootings and shit like that. Cool, Roger, got it. But you can't go out and spend time with your family as a man because you got that much shit going on. There's something that your family might get caught in the crossfire. Where's my damn button?
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
Because your family may get caught in the crossfire.
But wait, it gets worse.
So one of your boys has to come with you to be your extra set of eyes. And again, it's because that sounds normal. Did you hear his wife or his girl or the woman talking? Yeah, he goes places with us. You know, sometimes if we do go out, me and him, then uncle will stay and watch the kids. That's a gamble. So you can't, where's the rest of the family? Your boy got to watch your son, just in case somebody might want to try to come to the house and do something at the house. You can't even leave your child alone. Not on no typical babysitter type of shit. Me and the old lady want to go out, and you know, it's been a while since we had date night, this, that, and that. You got to leave your boy at the house because you know he's strapped up. This is why it doesn't impress me when certain cats get some bread. I'll just call names, like an Anton, and says, oh, I got bodyguards. That shit don't impress me. Anybody can be touched at any time. How many times have we seen it? Tupac comes to mind. Realest nigga in the game. Death Row had the Bloods on payroll. Still got. But this is the mentality we're at. Again, this looked like 30 years ago. And it's so normal. Again, the thing that stuck out in my mind more than anything was when that sister started talking. He goes out with us on a regular basis. Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Yep. What did Gail say? This is no way to live. Shaking my head. Indeed. You can't even call it living. You on edge like that all the time? KP says, complaining about the CIA giving us the drugs, but then we sell it like we're going to beat them at it.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
Keep on. Michelle says, what the fuck is this story? How many documentaries have we seen on gang culture and juvenile delinquents and the results? We know what the fucking results are. But somehow, some way, it don't stick. Jay says, I'm so glad I'm a square. Indeed, good brother. Let me see. Malika says, sins of the father is a generational curse. I swear before God and the gates of heaven, this is the second live where somebody is predicting the future. So, brother Malika.
Wait, it gets worse.
And
remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
Sins of the father is a generational curse. Just wait. Greg in the building. He says, salute, Kofa. Salute to you, good brother. Chelsea says, do you think the advancements of tech that crime has gone down with the exception of cyber crimes now? No. I really don't. I think a lot of this stuff may be going, it's not as heavily watched as it once was. It may not even be heavily policed as it once was because of the cyber crimes. There's just a different place that the feds and the state and stuff gotta look. But this stuff is happening every day. Every day. Like you mentioned about those rednecks and hillbillies. They had a big ass drug bust up there where you are. How long you think they was in there cooking up before the authorities swooped in? You think they ain't know about that shit? As soon as they put somebody in the room and start putting the screws to them, they're like, okay, we're gonna let them. We know what you do now, so we just gonna let you do what you do until you meet that threshold. Well, now we talking about fed time. Now we talking about life in prison without a body because you've moved X amount of drugs. Because you had so many drugs and guns and money in the same spot. Because the person that we did catch, we was going to hit with about 15, 20 years, started talking and we realized, oh shit, he or she is not the only one. Now we can throw out a fucking net and get even more people with even more time to put in these prison systems, prison industrial complex, all of it ties together. Then you start building more prisons and people complain about that. Again, people give them the whip to beat them with, black, white, or otherwise. We make this shit so simple. It's become so fucking normal that we just shrug when it happens again. We might shake our head when it happens, when we see a news story or a clip while we're scrolling on social media. This is crazy. But the fact is, that news story is going to die down and another one's going to take its place doing the same shit. Let me see. MRK says the president can be touched. If they can get to the president, indeed, brother. Indeed. Look, KB said Kennedy had the Secret Service. Had, past tense. He's not here no more. We know what happened to him. Big Boy says they came close to getting Trump. Jay says some fools want us to think and believe that this is black culture.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Art says stay in school. We're gonna take it back to the 80s. We're gonna keep it simple. Say no to drugs and stay in school. Let's keep on going. Where we at? Appreciate it, Michonne. Yeah, y'all make sure y'all hit the like button. Let's keep on going. I hit those for a reason. Well, I told you about the family.
A 30-year-old man and his 5-year-old daughter were murdered at a car wash in the Fort Worth suburb of Forest.
I know y'all remember this story. I think this was early in 2005. Had to remember we're in a new year now. Early in 2005. This is Lil Ronnie out in Texas. This is the story where he was gunned down and had his daughter with him. Again, brother before had to have an extra set of eyes just to go out with his family.
Hill.
At this point, it appears to be a targeted shooting, and police are looking for 2 gunmen. Dozens of evidence markers show where the gunfire erupted today at the car wash on I.
I'm gonna move myself out the way. That's over 10 rounds. That's probably not even all the markers. All those yellow cars are shell casings. That's where the police marked it. So they pulled up and just lit off. Keep on going.
20 at Forest Hill Drive. A 30-year-old rapper and his young daughter were both killed. Fox 4's Peyton Yeager is in Forest Hill with the update from police on their investigation. Peyton.
Steve and Heather, that first 911 call came in just before 11 a.m. this morning, and we did not receive an update from Forest Hill Police until just about an hour ago at 8 p.m. They now tell us police have identified at least one of the suspects and have issued a capital murder warrant. However, police are not releasing any of the names of the suspects. We know that 2 men, police say, opened fire on the victims. A witness who lives across the street from the car wash tells me she heard multiple rounds of gunfire. Take a listen.
6 the first time, and then it was like a half a second to a second. I heard 6 more, and then a half a second or a second later, I heard 3 more.
Becky Johnson startled by what she says sounded like back-to-back.
What she say? 6, 3, and 3. It's 12 shots. We saw how many more shell casing markers were out there than the 12 she just mentioned.
Gunfire, a deadly shooting in broad daylight at a car wash off Forest Hill Drive and Interstate 20.
I could see people filling for their cars.
Johnson watching customers take cover behind their own vehicles. Forest Hill police say 2 men got out of a Kia, approached the victim's car, and opened fire. Sky 4 video shows dozens of evidence markers around a maroon Challenger. Also, a vacuum still laying in the front seat. Forest Hill police confirm 2 were killed in the Monday shooting.
And a baby, his baby, a baby.
Family members tell Fox 4 the victims are 30-year-old Chucky Smith, known as North Texas rapper G Money Lil Ronnie, and his 5-year-old daughter. The little girl just had a birthday yesterday.
Cleaning the car out, and somebody came through shooting and killed him and the baby.
Fort Worth and Mansfield police were on scene to help with crowd control. Raw emotions as loved ones rushed to the car wash. Cries were heard as people leaned on one another.
When is it gonna stop?
And the car wash, Steve and Heather, released a statement this afternoon saying it's working to assist police, and the car wash will be closed for the next few days. Meanwhile, Forest Hill police tell us that they are working with multiple agencies on this case, including Fort Worth Police, Everman Police, Kennedale Police, and the Tarrant County Sheriff's Office. But at this hour, no one has been arrested.
We're going to keep on going with this same story. Let me get EJ's super chat. He says, Kofi, do you remember that ATL got killed over candy? No, I don't remember that one. I might need to see a video or read something. Look, Big Boy says there's a video of the shooting. I remember. I didn't want to pull that one. Jay Tillman says, poor baby, indeed. Again, 5 years old, little girl gone behind some smoke and some static that her daddy had. But does that justify what the other brother was talking about of having somebody to watch his back? No. This is the lifestyle you lead, bro. That shit touches everybody. Because see, we love talking about how, I'll get to that. I'll expand on that in a second. I'll come back to that point. Art says being a rapper is dangerous.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Let me see. BG says I did an episode on this story. Yep, I remember us talking about it, bro. Big Boy says that. See, I didn't know this. That was in Jasmine Crockett's district, and she was quiet about this situation.
No.
Insane, bro. Chelsea says I can't handle anything with kids. Indeed. Messy Michonne says it's not going to stop because you vote against your interests.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease.
He says ATL rapper got killed over candy, Slim Duncan. I remember that name. I'm going to go back and look at that, EJ. I appreciate the super chat, bro.
These last $2. Last $2.
And I think I forgot to hit KP for his $2 super chat.
These last $2. Last $2.
Indeed. Chef Mike says people act like they are going to be the one that is different.
No.
Let's continue.
A manhunt is underway for 2 capital murder suspects who killed a father and daughter in Forest Hill. Good evening, I'm Steve Eager. Police say 24-year-old Adonis Robinson and 21-year-old G.R.O.W.T.H Russell are responsible for shooting and killing a local rapper, Ronnie Sibley, and his 5-year-old daughter Monday at a car wash. Fox 4's Dion Anglin has the latest from police. Dion.
Pause that real quick. Now, mind you, this is in broad daylight. Busy street, busy intersection, busy business. Man just had the little girl birthday the day before, so he had his baby for a couple of days. And I can only imagine I'm getting ready to go wash the car and vacuum the car. I'll be right back. Daddy, I want to go. Daddy, I want to go. Come on, baby. So many times I done threw my daughter in the back seat because I'm gonna just run up to the store real quick. But no, Daddy, I want to go. I want to go. Put in the back seat. We go there. You know what? We might stop and get some ice cream too. They never got a chance to get the ice cream because this silly ass, fucked off, bitch made ass street beef.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Let's keep going.
Hey there, Steve. The police chief here in Forest Hill says the search is on for the 2 men responsible for this double murder. The chief also called them cowards. 2 capital murder suspects are now identified and subjects of a manhunt.
They're scared. They're cowards. They're hiding.
They are 24-year-old Adonis Robinson and 21-year-old G.R.O.W.T.H Russell, both of Fort Worth. Investigators say the 2 are the gunmen captured by surveillance cameras at a car wash Monday during the ambush and double murder of music rap artist Ronnie Sibley and his 5-year-old daughter, Armani.
We have public enemy number 1, Adonis Robinson, who is also a registered sex offender. Public enemy number 2, G.R.O.W.T.H Russell, who's on the run.
Public records show Robinson was arrested in 2019 and later convicted for the violent assault of a woman who was walking along a trail near Marine Creek Reservoir.
This is the other part of it. This motherfucker is a convicted sex offender. Salute to you, Mona D. Convicted sex offender. But he walking around. This is where I do have smoke with the court system. Motherfuckers like that get off, but they will bust a black man, a man period, but I'm a black man. They will bust a black man in the head behind being behind on child support. The one that's trying, the motherfucker that ain't shit, court system don't give a fuck about. But the brother that's busting his ass, trying to make ends meet, still spending time with his children, you know what? We're going to lock you up. We're going to suspend your license. So now you can't drive or go to work. We're going to just up in your life so we can get this bitch some money. So the state can get their cut off of it for the processing fees for child support. But you got a convicted fucking sex offender that snuck up on a woman, walking mind her own business. And this bitch is out to do this shit. So now the court system done spit. Not only did they let this motherfucker out, you done spit in the sexual assault victim's face again. Now you got to explain this shit with this motherfucker being out and he done deleted this man and his baby. Regardless of the street beef, you don't fuck with no kids. Just keep on going.
Forest Hill police will not speculate on a motive in the double murders, nor will they say if or how the suspects and victims are connected, pointing out the Texas Rangers are the lead agency in the investigation.
Based on the music industry that he's a part of, it is all part of the investigation. And like I said earlier, we're on a fact-finding base. Everything that's being put out is being reviewed and analyzed by the Texas Rangers.
We know from surveillance images obtained by TMZ that Sibley was chased on foot through the car wash parking lot before he was shot. Police say it's unclear if Robinson and Russell could be hiding out in the Metroplex. However, they are the subject of a nationwide be on the lookout alert.
They are dangerous, they are armed, and we need you to please call 911 and let our police officers respond and take appropriate action.
Now, we asked the police chief if there was a vehicle description.
Bring it back on me. I just had to reiterate their point about the family, because they did eventually catch both of those guys and they asked them to sit down for the rest of their life. So again, the system, allegedly, the system got 2 niggas for the price of 1. 3. 2 getting ready to sit in jail for the rest of their life, and then 1 is not here. And then we got an innocent child mixed up in the mix that don't even know. Baby don't even know why she did. And you see they show that video of the rapper Lil Ronnie of him running. Maybe that was noble. Maybe he's trying to get them to attack him. He know what they there for and get that shit away from his baby. But again, you parked in that. This is another reason. This is why it's important. And this is one of the things I disagree with Kevin Samuels. When he said, if you see a chick back in, that's a dude, because women don't back in. Every woman in my life, so I'm going to tell the sisters in the chat, start fucking backing in. I don't give a fuck if you're with a man and he want to talk that shit. And Kevin Samuels said, start fucking backing in. That way, if something jumps off, you can pull away. You don't have to back away and be trying to look in your mirrors and all that shit. You can pull the fuck off. If somebody's in front of you that's trying to do something, run they motherfucking ass over. Again, if you pull into a parking spot, you know the way a car door opens. I'm gonna use my little piece of wood that I had set up here. I was working on some shit. Your car door opens like that. If somebody comes from behind the car, 1, you're not looking, you're looking out your windshield. If they put themselves between the car door and you can't even close your door to try to get away. Now you gotta throw the car in reverse, maybe run them over that way and all that shit. When before, if you back the car in, you're looking out your windshield again. You can see if somebody's coming. Close the door. Close the door. What your boy said? Close the door. You can close the door, immediately hit that button, lock all the doors, and pull the fuck off. Hopefully survive with no to minimal injuries. But because their car was parked the way it was parked, all they had to do was wait for him to reach in with that vacuum cleaner. The vacuum cleaner's still inside the car. All they had to do was wait for him to start vacuuming the car and stand on the sidewalk in front of the car and let off. Dozens of bullet casing markers were on that cement. Dozens. That means they just got in front of the car and started squeezing off. 9 times out of 10, if he was able to run and they chased him and gunned him down, that baby was already dead. She probably caught the first few of those rounds. And this is why I talk about this shit. Salute to whoever gave me the thumbs down. If you're still in here, you and your mama can suck a disease dick. Y'all don't understand what a bullet does to flesh. That may be one of the videos I have to do to kind of drive this point home. So you can see what a fucking body looks like when there's no life in it anymore because of a bullet. Because we think we just gonna watch TV and know, oh, somebody got shot up and oh, it's just one little hole here. That exit wound is a motherfucker. The closest thing I can give to give y'all a visualization of that is when Charlie Kirk got shot. All that blood that gushed out his body, and that's because the bullet sat in him. If that motherfucker would have exited out the back of his neck, it would have made a hole this goddamn big. So for a 5-year-old body to get hit with the type of rounds they were more than likely squeezing off, because I'm pretty sure they didn't just use handguns. I don't even know if they were able to have a fucking open casket for that baby. Because if she's sitting in the back seat facing the windshield and the bullets are coming this way, she probably caught one in the head or the chest. And her body isn't strong enough to take that shit. Fuck the streets.
This is culturally inappropriate.
Let me get to y'all comments real quick. Y'all was in here cooking. I heard y'all. I appreciate it. Malika says it's not going to stop because the hyenas, like that old lady, like that old woman, get with demonic men and create these evil bastards that turn our community into a cesspool.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Appreciate that, Gail. You see the Cash App, y'all see the PayPal. Gail also says this is the second killing at a car wash in broad daylight. Big Boy says, damn, he was only 30. Indeed, bro. Life gone, just like that. Mona D says, Kofa, that Clips, oh, that Clips drop was in my lineup. Hey, man, look, y'all use what the hell y'all want to. Chef Mike says, peace of mind is priceless, and so is a good night's sleep.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Jay says, wow. Art says, insane indeed, bro. KP with the $5 spot, he says, like Neely Fuller said, stand by your work, don't run. You did this Crazy K type. If you know, you know. Crazy K from, yeah. I dodged the trap. Great name again for this. Appreciate you being in here with the 5 spot. He says, Happy New Year. I think this happened after baby mama told him to meet her there to drop the kid to him. She set him and her daughter up. Bruh, I pray to God this ain't true. But I talked about this story before, like BT did, like a lot of people did. You know, we all talk about the same thing in our own special way. But I believe I had a clip, and I might need to go find it as we continue the series. When this happened, the mother was like, yeah, my baby dead, but I ain't gonna cry about it because she in a better place now. She started talking that shit, and mentally she may be fucked up too. I will give the sister that. But to record yourself and put that out there on social media and talk about it, because it wasn't a news interview. What Trap just said re-jogged my memory on that video. Baby mama told him to meet her up there to drop the kid off. She set him and her daughter up. Let's say she did. Let's expand this street shit, right? Because everybody a gangster. Let's say she did, and she just wanted the baby daddy killed. When you send 2 young-minded motherfuckers trigger happy out there, they're not thinking about who else. If they're not going up there with mask on, they're not thinking about who's gonna see it. If it's broad daylight, they're not thinking about who's gonna see it. Because we came to get the motherfucker we gonna get. But if anybody else get in the way, so be it. And now that 5-year-old girl ain't here. So maybe mama's protected herself by saying that, but saying all the right things. I love my baby. I'm gonna miss my baby. This, that, and the third. Bro, I pray to God that ain't true. But you got me thinking now. BT says, I don't know. I didn't know that he was a sex offender. Sheesh. Indeed, bro. Reaper, what's going on, good brother? I see you in here. Everybody speaking. Let's keep on scrolling. Jay says 0 street code if they let him slide on an essay. Reaper in here with $2 super chat. He says, Happy New Year. Pook Nug, gotta go.
These last $2.
No News says, when I was stationed at Fort Stewart, there was a brother who got smoked at the postal car at the post car wash. God damn, the streets will follow you.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
For those that don't know what post is, that's your active duty military army base. Somebody got onto a military army base to come get some dude. 9 times out of 10, I'm assuming it was a soldier, no news, and smoked him on a military base. Like he said, the streets will follow you. Messy Michonne says the mom was celebrating afterwards. That kid didn't stand a chance.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
So my memory does serve me correct. Okay, I'm glad I'm not the only one that remembers, Messy. That BT said it too. I remember that. I'm glad I'm not crazy. Thank y'all for the crazy chat. Gail says, I back in everywhere before and after KS said that. I'm backed in now.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
That goes for everybody. Mona says facts. Back in. Yes, back the car in. Lauren said that's smart. Indeed. Y'all better start backing in. I had to be on I got a sister stay across the street from me. And I used to be on her ass about backing in. I'm not good. I know she doing the girl shit. I don't know how to use my mirrors. And then it's just easy for me to start backing the fucking car in. I had to stay on her ass. Then something was wrong with the car. So it forced her to back in just in case she needed a jump. She's been backing in ever since. She figured it out. Whatever her reasoning was with the car and all that, cool. But I've been on her ass since the day I moved in this house. Start backing in. Let me see. There, you said walking stick? What? I don't know. I missed that. It says it's easier to back in. And hit the like button. Thank you. And subscribe if you are new. I appreciate it, Messy.
You go, girl!
Chelsea says, if I can't pull through or back in, I don't want the parking spot. Indeed. The only way I really pull into a parking spot is when you like at the grocery store, and those are those angled parking spots because it's kind of hard to back in and rotate all that shit. So yeah, that was the only time I really pulled the car in. Gail says, I close and lock my door simultaneously when I get in because you ain't finna run up on me. Big facts. Bull Drinker says, no. Facts. BT says, well, if the thumbs down was a mistake. If it was, I take you and your mama back. But if it wasn't, we can keep on. Let's keep. Messy with 10 spots. She says, pair character jumping up and down, saying #1 fan. I appreciate you, sis. Let me see what I can hit you with. Damn, where's... You know what? We're going to do this one.
Give me your fucking money!
Back on me. I appreciate you, Messy. Indigo in the building. He says, I'm here, Kofa. Salute y'all. Glad we all made it to 2026. Indeed, good brother. Let's keep on. Zeke says, Crazy K from Tales from the Hood. Indeed. Gail says, I believe you covered that other car wash killing. I'm trying to remember if he had a kid with him. I know I covered this one. I may have talked about the other one. Mike Has Bad Knees says, here's the thing about the street code. It's not a real thing. If it were, it wouldn't be so much disregard for it.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease!
Brother Malika says, Hyena and Strags don't raise positive and productive black men. They only raise psychopaths, sociopaths, and degenerates because they are what they create.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
And you just get, again, the more we talk about this, the deeper down the rabbit hole I'm going. So now I got to do a live about the mother and son dynamic that these sons turn into. Moving Silence in the building. He says, Happy New Year to all. Happy New Year, good brother. I appreciate you being in here. Let's keep on going. Remember what I told y'all. So this is more recent. These are these guys that pretend to be UPS workers. They came in the house and laid everybody down. So I'm gonna read it for those that may be ear hustling. 3 suspects disguised as UPS delivery drivers carried out a home invasion, robbery, and shot and killed a family of 3. I'm gonna drive home my point a little bit later after this, in a second after this video.
That's all we have! Oh my God!
3 suspects disguised as UPS delivery drivers carried out a home invasion robbery and shot and killed a family of 3. Even more brutal is that all of this happened in front of the children. 2 young children were left alone in a house filled with bodies. They used the delivery driver identity to gain the family's trust and successfully entered this ordinary family's home. This was a premeditated home invasion, not a random break-in. After entering the house, the suspects held the entire family at gunpoint. The father, mother, and their 20-year-old son were then taken away and shot dead. Only 2 children were left behind. One was 2 years old, the other was 5 years old. After carrying out the killings, the 3 suspects simply left, without causing further physical harm to the 2 young children. The 5-year-old girl realized her parents were dead and tried to block her 2-year-old brother's view to prevent him from seeing this horrific scene. This brutal case completely destroyed the children's lives. In the end, the 3 perpetrators were sentenced to life imprisonment, but many people believe they should have been sentenced to death, as they not only took lives and destroyed a family, but also ruined 2 children's lives forever. What do you think? Leave your thoughts in the comments.
That was more about the audio. I don't know why they mashed up the clip from another court case, because that wasn't the same court case at the end. But that just recently happened. So the point I wanted to drive home was, again, having these discussions on Facebook. A brother, of course, tries to not justify it, but clarify, oh, the only reason they robbed the house because those people are part of the Mexican cartel. Truth told, the grandfather has cartel ties. The son, the daughter-in-law, the man, the woman, and their 20-year-old son ain't have shit to do with granddaddy business. But them cats robbed the house because granddaddy had been there, and they thought that the stuff was in the house. When they got there and it wasn't what it was, they killed them. You know why? Because motherfuckers are stupid. Like, bitch, you're not even good at crime. You don't have on a mask and you look up at the fucking camera. It wasn't too hard to find them cats. Now, by the grace of God, they didn't kill the children. But that 5-year-old especially, again, remember what I just said about what a bullet does to flesh. What she saw is going to stick with her for the rest of her fucking life. The 2-year-old may or may not remember, may have flashes of it. But that 5-year-old is going to remember. Other point I wanted to make. These different cartels, mafias, all that shit, they may or may not kill all the children in the house. There's been stories of the Mexican cartels doing that shit, South American cartels doing that shit, killing everybody in the house, including the children, even if it's babies. Black gangsters have always hung their hat. Italian mafia has always hung their hat. We don't touch the families. If you don't got shit to do with the business, we don't touch the families. For the Italian mob, again, history buff, lore, all that shit. From the documentaries I've seen, the things, the interviews and all these, just transparent interviews of somebody that got convicted of murder, whether they're in jail or they snitched and got released, they don't have no reason to lie. That still holds true for the Italian mafia in America. They're not going to touch the family if the family don't have shit to do with it. This is why they typically don't use car bombs, because they're not trying to draw that attention and accidentally kill an innocent person. Now, they may chop a fucking other mafia member up. A motherfucker that owe them some money may gotta go. But they're not going to do these extreme things in public. I don't know when this shit shifted for the Black American gangster. Again, this how so much heat got on BMF. It wasn't the drugs, it was the bodies. Before social media, you would have had to be around this area to know what was going on. They was dropping bodies in broad daylight. They was dropping motherfuckers that was connected to other, either famous or influential people in Atlanta. A lot of these shootings occur, again, Black people, we do mass shootings too. I'm so sick of that conversation. Y'all, what these white folks raising these school shooters? Y'all raising these after school shooters. Broad fucking daylight. Women, children around. Well, we didn't mean to kill that baby. We didn't mean to kill that old lady. We just wanted him. Yet and still, that old lady, that little girl, that child, that whoever, cat, dog, knocked over the fish tank, ain't have shit to do with the business. Always hung our hat on that until it's a situation like Lil Ronnie. Going back and forth with this brother, he got a whole fucking thread about how these brothers in UPS, well, at least they didn't kill the kids. Because if it was the Mexican cartel, they would have killed the kids. And people in the comment like, bro, are you fucking stupid? That justify this shit? Yes. That was his fucking answer. The fucking mentality, bro. This is why I'm gonna have to keep running this series, because the mentality is there. It's become so fucking normal. It's nothing for these actions to happen. And then everybody's surprised when motherfuckers get locked up. When they get hit with fucking football numbers. All of a sudden, it's surprising. I can't believe this happened. I can't believe they're doing this to us.
No.
Let me get to y'all comments. I got one more video. Again, I'm gonna hit this button, but it really doesn't get worse than a 5-year-old child dying and what these babies just witnessed, but it kind of does.
But wait, it gets worse.
Keep on going. Hold up. Let me see. Let me find out where I am, what I left off. Top Pro in the building. Salute to you, good brother. He said, "What up, though, everybody? What's going on, bro?" Death Reaper said that was hard to watch. Malika says, "Damn." Pure evil. Zeke says, "Come on, man. That's fucking sick. Lay down everybody in the house because the shit wasn't there." I had another story I was going to use. Same situation, similar situation. 2 cats run up on this dude. I think his girl was in the car with him, but they run up on this dude, make him get out of the car. They trying to rob him. Realize, like Chris Tucker told that joke a long time ago on Def Comedy Jam, if a motherfucker try to rob me, he'll just be practicing, because he was so fucking broke. They tried to rob this dude. He ain't have no money on him. They shot him in the head. You already trying to rob a motherfucker and you get mad at him because he in the fucking struggle. He in the trenches. He trying to get it out the mud. He broke. He got a regular old 9 to 5. Shot this man in the head. BT says, is this UPS story real? That looks like AI slop. I believe this is real, bro. This hit the timeline kind of hard. Moving Silent says, this is fucked up. Indeed. I need to go back and find the news story, because I believe it was a news story that went with it. I just pulled this one, BT. Gail says, I agree. A life for a life. Indeed. Mona D says, the babies and that older baby was smart to know to shield the younger sibling, but that was horrendous. Let me see. Dev Reaper says they did not do research on the house they were going to hit. Oh, they did not do research on the house they were going to hit. See, commas and punctuation. That's not my fault this time, Reaper. I can read. BT says, I don't want to derail the convo, but they have full videos of the whole crime raises my antenna. It's not the first time they make AI videos like this for engagement. I can respect that, bro. But I personally know of stories. So again, I'll do my Kofa thing. Y'all know usually I come with these stories. I done had these conversations way before social media. Went to college with a chick. My bachelor was in criminal justice, so we had a lot of classes together going over, the course of those, in the pursuit of our degrees, of those couple of years. We had to do a project together, and the project was whether or not we believed in the death penalty or life sentences, and we had to justify why. I'm all for a well-worked case that results in the death penalty if you know this person, like without a shadow of doubt, the evidence proves it. And I know brothers have had needles put in their arms, nooses put around their necks, and they never did anything. I get that. I understand that. You don't want to gamble on sentencing an innocent person to death. But it's crazy how those people get sentenced to death with no fucking evidence. But the people that we got fingerprints, blood, hair, all types of DNA, all that shit, and these motherfuckers are getting life in prison. So back to the story. Me and her are going back and forth on why this for the death penalty, why that for life sentences. She's like, no, I want that person to suffer. And as we're going into this conversation, she's getting a little bit more emotional, and she breaks down and tells me, she was like, I'm the result. My opinion is the result of having been a child that witnessed a fucking murder because somebody broke in our house. She went on to tell me one of her older cousins was watching her. Her and her younger sister. They was like kids, like between 5 and 8. The older cousin was like late teen, early 20s, but he was fucking around the streets in the dope game. 2 guys kicked in the door to rob him. Laid everybody down on the damn, including them, children. When they realized there was no dope, no money in the house, they put a 12 gauge in this motherfucker's mouth and blew his head off in front of her 5-year-old eyes. That shit stayed with her for the rest of her life. And all she could say, because the case went on for a couple years, you know, these motherfuckers drag on for whatever reason. They finally caught the dudes. She had to see the forensic child interviewer that give him the doll and try to play with the toys and get him to talk. What happened? You know, can you show me on the doll what they did? She had to go through all that shit. She just starts telling me the story. She has to go through all of that shit. And the only thing she can remember that really stuck out over the years was her auntie, her mom, all the women in the family period, wanted this motherfucker to sit down for the rest of his life. They didn't want the death penalty. They didn't want him to get off. They wanted him in jail for the rest of his life. She was 5, 6, 7, 8, around that age group at the time. We're in our early 20s. And she said that motherfucker is sitting in there, and one of the men in the family, he go there every year just to look that motherfucker in the eye to make sure that dude don't never get out of prison, that he's still sitting in that motherfucker. So I say all that to say, to BT's comment, I respect what he said, because people do create this shit for engagement. These stories are fucking real because the AI can't be generated. Nobody's sitting back thinking about creating this shit until they got a real story to base it off of. That's my issue with it. Because this shit happens. Kicking the door, and they'll kill everybody. And if the kids are too old where they think they might be able to recognize them, say 9 or 10, that motherfucker gotta go too. Them little babies like that, some cats will leave them in there. Some motherfuckers don't care. It's been people that had their door kicked in, killed everybody in the fucking house, and took a baby out of fucking crib. Didn't kill the baby, we're assuming, but don't nobody know where the child at. Or took the baby out of the house, realized they couldn't get rid of the baby, and then killed the baby. I might have to start doing some true crime shit. That might be another direction we can go with this. Let's keep on going. But I respect the comment, BT. Mona says, BT, it's real. 2 of the men were recently convicted. I think the last monster gets sentenced this month. Indeed, I appreciate that, Mona. Gail says, I think the clip mixed up the other visuals, but there was a fake Amazon driver / truck driver to get into the house. Indeed. Hawk says, what up, Kofa and chat? Happy New Year. Happy New Year to you, Hawk. Appreciate you being in here. Malika says, again, there used to be actual street code and rules to this shit. No women, no kid. If that woman wasn't in the game, she was off limits. Even, again, y'all know The Wire is my favorite show. But there was a rule in Baltimore. Wasn't no business done. Violence, all that shit, wasn't none done on a Sunday. Sundays were sacred. Everybody sit your ass down. You could walk around with your family without a bodyguard. You could do all this shit. shit stood the test of time forever and a day. If anybody remembers that scene, those conversations in The Wire, let me know. If you're from the Baltimore, DC area, and that shit, and you know about it in real life. And the only reason I'm bringing up The Wire, because again, when they went back and interviewed people from Baltimore, how real was The Wire? Like regular everyday people. Oh, that shit was real. That was us. That was us. All the way down to the sacred Sunday. You don't do no business on a Sunday. You don't do no street business on a Sunday. It used to be rules. To Malika's point. No woman, no kids. That shit done gone out the window. This is why we be on the sisters' asses so bad, because you want to be this fucking trap queen. Then you or your babies don't make it home. Dead Reaper says all the time, happens all the time, indeed. Malika back at it, he says, men can't afford to be careless, only women and children can afford to be careless. Godfather 1, real life forever. That shit stands the test of time.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
BT says, I just read the story on CNN. My bad, Kofa. No, bro, you good. Because that led me to tell the story that I had of that engagement that I had with my homegirl in college. Again, we going back because I believe in the death penalty. When it's a well adjudicated case, we got the evidence, all that shit, not a shadow of the doubt, put a needle in that motherfucker arm. When people do shit to children, I've often said online, I wish I could be an executioner. That's crazy to sound. That's one of my dream jobs, is to off a child diddler. If I could do that shit and be sanctioned by the state or the federal government, I'll walk up there with the black mask on my face and pull the string on the guillotine, swing the axe, be part of the firing squad. That's just me. But she was stomped down about life imprisonment for people, including murderers. And I couldn't argue with her because she actually experienced it. She said they picked everybody up, put them motherfuckers on the couch. He pulled that goddamn shotgun and her cousin's brains hit her face. And she described that shit in such fucking detail. I can't argue. It's only so much I can argue my point. But to have lived through that, to not end up being one of those children that were also killed for just being in the house, I can't. It's hard to argue with her stance on it. So I get it. Gella Knight says bullets hit everything but the target because they just got guns but no training.
Got it! It's hotter than fish grease.
Gail back at it. She says, I think they found the drugs and money in the storage unit. Facts. After this took place, that's how the detective found the motive. Indeed, when none of the work in the house, it was in the storage unit. Moving Silence says, that's what got me, the 5-year-old screaming. Gail says, I'm not into any crimes, but you need cameras everywhere, including dash cams in the car. I will be having mine set up this year. Big facts. BT says, one of my friends from grade school, his father was killed because he only had $12 when he was getting robbed.
No.
That's a goddamn shame, bro. Jay Tillman says, irrefutable facts. Take him out of here. Indeed. Let me see. Blood Crow in the building. Been a good minute. Says, Happy New Year's, brother Kofa. Good to see you back on. Appreciate you, good, bro. Lauren says, hold on, wait a minute. If my equipment works. There we go. Lauren says, yeah, I've seen some AI videos, but they all say they are based on true stories / crimes that happen. Indeed. Lauren says, I will watch that. If I did a true crime series, I'm going to have to do some of that too. Indigo says, because I've kind of dabbled on it before, Lauren, but I might need to keep it going. Indigo Flow says, yeah, the stories themselves are real. They use AI to make visuals for news clips and whatnot. The images and videos either don't line up or are generated, but the stories are real. See, but I think this one was real. Again, if daddy has cartel ties, I'm pretty sure whichever kid's son or daughter of the ones that got killed, and he know his grandbabies are there, he probably has some cameras set up. Big Boy says, I've seen it all when I was a sheriff. Niggas be wildin'. Indeed. Ty Pro says, shout out to Baltimore for dropping violent crime rates so low. Shout out to them. No News says, I'm from Baltimore, and that is true.
Knocks down another 3-ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Y'all check me if I'm wrong, but I really don't. I had this conversation with somebody the other day. I really don't be trying to comment on shit that I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about. And because I've worked in the law for so long, because I've met so many officers and I've heard their stories of what they saw when they hit the crime scene and what I got to read on paperwork, I don't have a crystal ball, but I'm able to decipher when I'm watching some of these shows and documentaries. Because again, I told y'all about body language, voice timbre, eye contact, those things like that, whether somebody's exaggerating, telling the truth, or just flat out fucking lying. I'm not saying I'm 100% all the time, but I tend not to say things if I don't genuinely believe that I'm correct or I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So I appreciate that, No News. Let me see. Ty Pro says, child prayers don't catch life or death sentences enough. Indeed, bro. Let's keep on going. One last video and we're going to roll up out of here so we can go catch, or I can go catch Roll Tide, beat #1 team in the nation. But anywho, not going to go down that road. But like I said,
This is culturally inappropriate.
Let's go.
Well, the two sons of a convicted killer in Chatham County are now being connected to other deaths in the area.
That's right, one happening just 2 weeks ago. That murder in Bloomingdale that claimed the life of a 17-year-old who was in town visiting his family.
Our Madeline Bierster has been digging into the story, and you will only see it on WTOC.
This 16-year-old Savannah teen, now being charged with murder, has a familiar name, Franklin Leonard James Jr. Through the district attorney's office, along with court records, I've confirmed that this 16-year-old is the brother of one of the mall shooting suspects. They have the exact same name. They have the same father. That father recently served a prison sentence for the death of an infant. Let me walk you through these connections. This Bloomingdale murder suspect is 16. His brother, the mall suspect down there, is 17. The teens are 8 months apart. They have different mothers, the same father, and are both named Franklin Leonard James Jr. The two are even
You're learning so many important things, and I'm so proud of you.
Remember what Malika said about the sins of the father?
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
I don't hit that button on accident either. I'm a pause it right there. Why? When I was working in juvenile justice, I had 2 young men that were in jail at the same time. They were brothers. Similar situation. Same dad, 2 different mamas, like 6-8 months apart. What do they call them? Irish twins? Because we used to think they were twins. Guess what? Both of them had their father's name. Now, they weren't juniors, but one of them's first name was their dad's first name. One of their middle names, the other one's middle name, was the dad's first name. And they had the same last name. Daddy was knocking down 2 women, and them women, I don't know if they was related or he had a certain type that he liked or whatever the case may be, but them cats looked like twins. One had like a wider nose than the other one, but they were born like 6-8 months apart. Daddy in the streets, mamas loved the daddy regardless, because guess what? When their father got locked up, the mothers made sure that the boys grew up together. They grew up in the same type of environment. 2 different projects though. And ended up in the same juvenile vicinity at the same time because they did the same crime together.
But, you know, I could be all wrong. Maybe I'm just full of shit. Maybe I don't know what the fuck I'm talking about.
Yeah. You can't make this shit up, people. You cannot make this shit up.
Back on me. One more time.
Mm-hmm. You're learning so many important things, and I'm so proud of you.
Let's get back to the video.
Well, the two sons of a convicted killer in Chatham.
Last police report together involving a stolen gun. I've learned the family calls the 16-year-old Frank and the 17-year-old King. Their father, 46-year-old Franklin Leonard James Sr. in the middle. His Chatham County jail records reveal he's a member of the CBG gang. That's the Kyler Brownsville gang, who grew up in the area in the late 90s and early 2000s. Court records show he served around 11 years in state prison after a 2011 chase with police officers that eventually led to 2 crashes and the death of a baby. We interviewed that baby's mother after that unimaginable heartbreak. James Sr. was just released from prison last May. James Sr. has been arrested 3 times since his prison release, once by Savannah Board of Education police for battery, family violence, and violating his probation in October last year. The second time was in May of this year, when troopers say he ran from Georgia State Patrol in Savannah. The next month, in June, Savannah police arrested him for trashing his 16-year-old son's mother's home. He was indicted on those charges from that day, along with trafficking cocaine and ecstasy. 18 days after the father's arrest in June, the Oglethorpe Mall shooting happens. Savannah police say this 17-year-old son, Franklin James Jr.
What age did I tell y'all is grown in Georgia? This is Savannah, Georgia. What age did I tell y'all? 17.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
Just because that teen is attached to the age does not mean that they are minors. This is an adult in the eyes of Georgia. This is why his picture is up here.
Is one of those alleged shooters. 5 other young men are also charged in the mall shooting. And fast forward to 2 weeks ago now, Antonio Thornton Jr. was shot and killed in Bloomingdale while visiting family. Nearly 2 weeks later, Franklin Sr.'s 16-year-old son.
16. No picture. He's a juvenile. He's still a minor. Wherever the fuck he is sitting at in the youth detention centers in Georgia, when he turns 17, he going to county.
Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar! Allahu Akbar!
He going to county. Just as sure as I'm bald head, they finna sit his ass down too. Let's keep on going.
Franklin James Jr. was arrested and charged with that murder. He is being held at the Youth Detention Center, so a mugshot is not available for him. His 17-year-old...
God damn it, Kofa know what the fuck he talking about.
Knocks down another 3 ball. This guy is hotter than fish grease here.
Brother is still in the Chatham County Jail since the mall shooting. So is their father since his June arrest. And now both sons have 2 separate murder cases moving through the court system. I'm continuing to follow all 3 of these cases and will bring you any updates as I can. Reporting in the studio, Madeline Bierster, WTOC News.
Well,
back to me. Let's get over to y'all comments. I know BT, and we talked football for half a second. Of course, BT got a troll. Zeke says, Chatham County, Savannah. Yep.
Got it! Hotter than fish grease!
BT says, that's like Gary Payton. He got 2 juniors. I did not know that. Gail says, my. Shaking my head. Indeed. Big Boy says, so that ninja shot his half brother? No, the older one, 17, got into a shooting at the mall. The younger one killed somebody else. He was down there. Wait a minute. Shit, was that the third brother? I just know the other victim was, I got to go back and look at that shit. Damn, now you got me thinking. Damn. We're not going to run it back. We're getting ready to get up out of here. But anywho, both of them boys finna sit their ass down just like they daddy. Chef Mike says, we just had a family get touched like that. One twin was in the streets and the other was not. The good twin got killed by mistake. The family is a mess right now.
No.
That's like the great American philosopher Nazir Jones once said, when the pistol blow, the one that's murdered be the cool one. Other one not dibbling dabbling in the streets. But again, them boys that came after his brother, they just saw a face. They didn't make sure which one it was. They just came to get blood. And it happens like that all the time. This is why you got to tell your kids, your nieces, your nephews, these young men and young women, watch who the fuck you hang around. You can't be around them folks, because you'll get caught up in they shit and you'll be the one to catch the fucking bullet versus them. That shit was really meant for them, and then you catch that slug in your head. Little girl, they really wanted to set up your friend, but you showed up looking good, so they raped you instead. Your friend might have even set it up. That's a goddamn shame. Messi says the ABCDEFG game. Oh. Look, Indigo says, gotta go. Again.
This is culturally inappropriate.
This shit became so normalized. Messi back at it, she says, he's innocent. He ain't never trashed a room before. He did some other things, but not that. Not my baby. Let's keep on going. You called it, bro. Sins of the father, right? I hit that button for a reason.
Remember this equation. You will need it later, nigga.
And now is later. I knew what I was getting to. You just happen to have your crystal ball out today, bro. He says they on generational demon time. Indeed. Big Boy says they breeding killers. Like fucking pit bulls that fight. You right, bro. DG, what's going on, bro? Appreciate you being in here. Hope you get better, man. DG a little bit under the weather. Y'all send him some love in the chat. Except for this part. Fuck Ohio State. Are you gonna? Yep, that's a good question, Chelsea. Are you gonna go for the Tide now, DG? You gonna pull for Roll Tide? Let's keep on going. Everybody speaking. Look, Chelsea says, "I'm so hurt, but hell no Roll Tide." Brother Malika says, "But Kofa, my baby ain't hurt nobody. Get the absolute fuck out of here. You know your kids ain't shit because you ain't shit with no accountability, having ass idiots." The daddy got into an accident where he killed a kid, but he was running from the law on some other shit. This is why I say I was hesitant to hit the wait, it gets worse. I was hesitant to hit that button because you really can't get past the 5-year-old that was murdered with her father. But at the same time, you got this shit set up where a father done took somebody's child running from the law. And then he gets out to be able to make children. I'm good. Keep on going. Chef Mike says, FYI, the Oregon-Texas game is a defense clinic waiting for Georgia versus Ole Miss tonight. Yeah, I'll be watching all of them. I'm going to catch the rest of the Oregon game in a second. We about to get up out here. That was the last video. I just want to make sure I acknowledge y'all, get to y'all comments. All right, I think that's it. Shit, we got through it all. Like I said, man, we're going to keep this series running. I really appreciate everybody being in here. Let me make sure I got all the super chats. I didn't miss anything. Got Messi, appreciate you, sis. Reaper, Dodge Trap, KP, EJ, I got both of yours, bro. I appreciate that. KP, I got that one. Trent, I got yours too, bro. I appreciate that, good brother. The 20 bomb. Yep. We're going to keep on going. Zeke says Thuggo has open access to the hyenas. That's going to be another part of this series, bro. We're going to keep this Fuck the Street series going. Y'all let me know if y'all like the thumbnails, if y'all want me to switch it back up to the Boondocks. I might be able to blend the two. I might play with it, but y'all let me know what y'all think. And drop down in the comments. Even if you watch the live, if you can go back and watch the replay and just hit play again, or go to your favorite part, or just let it run, and just drop a comment in the replay part after the lives. That's appreciated too. I appreciate everybody doing that. Look, Miss says all the thumbnails are good. I appreciate that, sis. Thank you. But we about to get up out of here. Had a good watch time tonight. Likes, I didn't see any subscribers come up, but if you are watching this, if it does come down your timeline, let me know what y'all think in the comments. Come across your timeline, go ahead, hit that like and subscribe button. I appreciate everybody. We're gonna go ahead and roll up out of here. I'm gonna leave you like I always do. Once again, I've been your humble host, Kofa, Kofa, not coffee, not Kufu, not Kofi, or any variation thereof. Kofa rhymes with sofa. Easy to say, easy to spell. This has been Growth Talk Entertainment, where growth stands for gentlemen reaching our wealth through healing. And this is where we help men find a positive fuck it. Thank you for all the Cash Apps, all the PayPals. Matter of fact, let me check my Cash App and PayPal, because sometimes some quiet storm will sneak in and then be chastising me because I didn't check my damn Cash App. Yep, see somebody, Zeke hit me with the 5 spot. I appreciate that, good brother, on the Cash App. With the New Year's Cash App stream, Quiet Storm did sneak in this bitch. He says, for no super chats in 2026, F YouTube, you get until you get 100%. I know what he's talking about. He's talking about the class, but he did hit me with the 10 spot. Quiet Storm, I appreciate you, bro. I'm gonna hit you twice.
These last $2.
Times 5. I appreciate that 10 spot. Thank y'all. Look, yeah, I am making it. I appreciate that. Malika, thumbnails and subjects are great. I appreciate it. BT, I am making this its own playlist as well. So this is going to be a standout one. I'm probably going to start breaking my playlist down like that. But again, thank you for all the donations, all the clicks and likes, the shares. Pass it to somebody, get me some new subscribers, all that. Trying to push to 10,000 subs. Now, I've dropped some, I've got up some, and I'm hovering around 9,500. But it is what it is. We're going to keep cooking regardless. 2026 is going to be a good year for all of us. I'm sending that blessing out to everybody. I pray you receive it. I have gone through personal hell within the last 3 years, and everything's coming to fruition that I was visualizing and working for. So if I can do it, trust me, you can do the same. Appreciate everybody being in here. Again, this is Kofa, Growth Talk Entertainment. I'm gonna leave you like I always do. I love you. Ain't shit you can do about it. You matter. You're not crazy. Make better choices. Peace. We're going to keep this series running, y'all. Y'all have a good, happy new year, and roll tide.